Before we go on to Centrica, what did you make of Mark's story there on Unilever?
Well, certainly I don't think anybody saw that one coming. I mean, Mr Pullman's been in the headlines this year because he fended off that Kraft bid and then responded with a sort of multi-step programme to try and get the Unilever share price going. I think he's actually done a pretty good job in that respect. Though some shareholders were critical, why did he wait to do those things until Kraft Heinz had turned up? So that has probably begged a few questions, but it'd be over 10 years if he'd done that, if he does another 18 months, that compared to the 5.5-year average for the FTSE right now. Yeah. And also a good, clean succession plan, compare and contrast the London Stock Exchange Group, perhaps.
Very interesting. Well, on to Centrica now. 823,000 UK customers gone since the end of June. I mean, that's a whacking number, but it's North America that's actually the bigger problem for them.
I mean, the UK profits, the chief executive of Centrica, Ian Connors, stated, are actually in line with expectations, despite the customer losses, because of cost-cutting. The UK business operations have suffered a little bit, but what's gone wrong in America is rather hard to divine, or at least the gap is so big. They've blamed competition and the old canard of mild weather as well, which is probably a bit of a weak one if the truth be told.
Now, of course, Centrica still has well over 1 million small shareholders. How nervous ought they to be now about their dividend?
I think they will be. I mean, the dividend yield on the face of it is around 8.5% to 9% now, which, given that the return on cash is 0.5%, you can get about 1.3% on a UK 10-year government gilt. 8.7%, it's a massive number. It's a very tempting number, but you clearly need to think about how much risk you're taking to try and get that number. And we've seen how much today, because the share price has taken an absolute pounding.
Yeah, and what about Ian Conn, the chief executive himself? I mean, he's in his third year in the role. Is he going to be in any danger of this?
I'm sure some questions will be asked about his pay packet, as inevitably things are under these circumstances. It was about 4.2 million last year. He is determined, clearly, to keep that dividend, which is going to be a key support for the stock. I mean, the profit shortfall today was roughly 20%. The shares went down 15%, and I suspect the dividend is providing a little bit of support there. He already has been involved in cutting the dividend twice, partly because of the situation he inherited from his predecessor, Sam Laidlaw. So I think he will fight tooth and claw to keep that dividend. Free cash flow is about 2 billion. The dividend is about 670 million. So the cover at the moment is actually pretty good, providing, of course, any move away from standard variable tariffs and regulatory pressure doesn't put a further squeeze on that cash flow.
What about the fact that these shares have come off so much? I mean, it used to be rare for a FTSE stock to fall like this. And as you pointed out in a note to clients today, we've had 9 incidents this year where a FTSE company has fallen more than 10%.
Yeah, I mean, we got a lot last year around the referendum vote, but 10% moves in FTSE stocks really you'd like to think shouldn't happen, because they're well researched, well understood. So it's not a great feather in the cap of the broking community either. But I think it is a sign, perhaps, the market's just getting a little bit twitchy. You know, anything that, Burberry, an investment for the future, wasn't well received. Centrica, short-term profits disappointment, not well received. So I think the market is becoming increasingly intolerant of disappointment and is becoming much more short-term momentum focused. Now, it's a strategy, it's working. So although the headline index is calm, there's a lot of churn underneath, and an emphasis on that, and also just herding into a select number of successful stocks, could mean we're nearing the top. Perhaps.
All right. Oh, don't have nightmares.
No.
Russ Mould from AJ Bell. Good to see you. Thanks for that.